What's going on, everybody? My name is Caleb. This is Art. You are fearfully wonderfully made it. Today it's time for you to change the world. All right, so today we're going through the book of Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 17, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to be real brief today. I've got some things to do, got some people, one of my friends helping them out with some things, so I'm going to be real brief today, but I did want to give you something out of the chapter, book of Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 17. And so here we go. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 1 in the King James Version says, "Better is a dry morsel in quietness therewith than a house full of sacrifices with strife. A wise servant shall have rule over a son that causeth shame, and shall have part of the inheritance among the brethren. The finding pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord trieth the heart. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips, and a liar giveth ear to a naughty tongue. Whoso mocketh the poor reproacheth his maker, and he that is glad at calamity shall not be unpunished. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are their fathers." All right, so what does that mean? Well, we'll read it again in NLT, and then I'll break it down. So verse 1, "Better a dry crust eaten in peace than a house filled with feasting and conflict." Basically what this means is this. Once again, we're back to the same concept. It's better to have little or have next to nothing, but have peace of mind, than to have everything that you think you want, but you're in a state of conflict. And the Bible is very adamant about that. So I want to encourage you today. What type of situation are you in? What type of situation are you in? Are you creating? I keep getting text messages. I gotta make some moves. Anyways, so I'm gonna read it in the NLT version. It says, "It's better a dry crust eaten in peace in a house filled with feasting and conflict." What type of situation are you in? Are you somebody who has everything that you think you want, but you don't have peace? Or are you somebody that doesn't have everything that you want, but at least you have peace? Because the ultimate goal is peace. All material things are going to pass away anyway. So do you have peace of mind? Ultimately, we know that the ultimate peace comes from Jesus Christ. The next verse says, "A wise servant will rule over the master's disgraceful son, and will share the inheritance of the master's children." It shows us two things. In the Bible times, it was possible for a servant to be elevated out of servanthood. One, I'll let you sit on that. Think about that later. Two, second thing is this: a wise servant will rule over a master's disgraceful son. So it's saying it's better to be wise and to work your way from the bottom to the top, work your way from the bottom of the employment to the top, to work your way from the back of the class to the front of the class, and to not be wise and think you have everything but really have nothing at all. "Fire tests purity of silver and gold, but the Lord tests the heart." What does that mean? That means that when you're going through things, you need to have, sometimes when you go through life, we have negative situations in life. But those negative situations are really God's way of testing you. He's purifying you. There's a song that's like, "I want to be tried by fire, purified. You take whatever you desire. Lord, here's my life." By Maverick City. You should check that song out. Anyways, and a lot of times when we sing that, we don't appropriate the fact that you're going to go through hard times in life. But it's really a response to the hard times that makes a difference. If you believe in God, then when you go through hard times, you say, "Hey, this is God testing me to make me a better person. So how am I going to respond to these trials and these tests?" "Those who mock the poor insult their maker, but those who rejoice at the misfortune of others will be punished." If you're making fun of people who are poor just because they're poor, and if you're making fun of people that are misfortunate or don't have good things going on in their life, and they can't control it, the Bible says like it's going to come back to you. It's not karma. I don't believe in karma, but I do believe that you reap what you sow. I believe that's a biblical concept. So if you're always judging people who can't pick themselves up and you're not trying to help them out at all, like it's going to come back to you. So help those people out, give them wisdom, instruct them, pray for them, something. And grandchildren are the crowning glory of the age. Parents are the pride of their children. Basically saying you should honor your parents. Like you should be proud about your parents. Some of you may not be from good homes or good situations where you can't be proud about your parents. Well, maybe you have a mentor or something like that. But the Bible also tells us to honor our father and mother. Now, I know there's some situations where maybe your dad's not around, or especially nowadays, or maybe like you don't have a good relationship with your parents. But still, like you should be able to be the person that brings joy to your parents. You should bring joy to your grandparents. These are biblical concepts. So that's about it. My name is Caleb. This is Art. You are fearfully wonderfully made. We read through Proverbs chapter 17 today. It's time for you to change the world.